How we doing? All right.
So, mate. Oh, thanks, man. We made it happen at last.
Yeah, I know we got there. Only taken a few weeks. Feels like anyway.
Just kicking it straight off, man. I mean, it's a busy old time for you. You know, you've got a baby on the way, new house. I mean, it's all happening for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all come around very quickly. Adapting to it all and just sort of getting on with it. I suppose it's just life, isn't it? Naturally, realised it more than I thought it would. But just about settled in the new house and that now. So
Nice.
waiting for the baby now. The next one.
How long you got to go for that?
Well, she's 30 weeks now, so I don't know, about 10 weeks. I don't know.
All right.
8 weeks, 10 weeks. I don't know.
You know what you're having?
Yes, yeah, having a baby boy.
Oh, lovely.
So you never know. He might play football, might not. Depends how he feels.
Oh, nice one. Well, I'll crack into this. Sorry, get talking kids chat. I've got 5 of my own, mate. So
yeah, they take over. I've heard from many other people. So.
Yeah. Oh, you love it.
Enjoying the last few weeks of freedom.
Yeah, got a bit of research on you. I got a few spies here and there, and was just saying, you're part of the Brighton Academy, and I'll just say, actually, remembering that Ryan Worrell was part of that same Brighton Academy, wasn't he? Or was he a few years below you?
Yeah, no. Ryan he's school year above me, so he'd have been age group above. I joined Brighton at 14, I think.
Yeah.
14 to 16, so I was probably with Ryan for about a year and a half in there. So I met him there, and then obviously when he was talk about him coming to Hastings and that, we picked back up where we left off, really. Yeah.
Oh, nice one. Yeah, so
would have played alongside him, I think once or twice maybe back then, but it all happens so quickly at that age, and you know, things happen, contracts, it gets a bit serious at quite a young age. So
yeah,
you learn quickly.
Yeah. What I was just say is, any of those, apart from Ryan, but any of the lads that you played with at that level, do you keep in contact with them, or if they've gone on to league clubs or anything?
I wouldn't say I've met too many since. See them about, obviously we'll have a chat and stuff. There's a few playing around this level. And then a couple maybe conference, and then maybe one or two in the league. But no one really from my age group or a year above that I can think of off the top of my head that have made it, you know, properly, made it big, I suppose. But yeah, no, I don't keep in contact with too many of them. It was just one of them things, really. It all departed, and then everyone lived everywhere, and that was it.
Yeah.
You sort of cracked on, and if you sort of kept close, but I was never overly close, I suppose, with too many people.
You play on the pitch like that, Ben.
No, yeah, keep your enemies closer, don't you?
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, mate. Because then you moved on to Worthing, yeah, and you had a bit of they had a bit of success, didn't they? They was it the right? Yeah, I've got it down here. You made the play, went up through the playoffs.
Yeah.
Ryman South Division. And unless I've got something really wrong here that I didn't realise, a certain centre half that plays for Hastings United might have been the manager at the time. Am I wrong there?
No, yeah, that's correct. Gary Elphick was joint manager at the time, probably for, what was he, I think 2.5 seasons roughly.
Yeah.
Joined Worthing at 16, so straight released from Brighton. Adam Hinchelwood was my manager at the time there. Then he moved on to Brighton. Then there was a little bit of trouble at the club in terms of budget, money, funds, etc. And then that's when the 3G sort of got introduced, and George Dow come in, actually, the current owner. He's a great guy. Really helped the club massively, which in turn presented me and a lot of young players with a lot of opportunity. Lloyd Dawes was there at the time.
Was he? All right.
Yeah, so yeah, me, him and Gary, quite local to each other, and we've known each other for a fair few years now, yeah.
Blimey. Well, I just want to know, did he throw any teacups at you? I mean, what was...
Not me personally, but there was bins flying around and doors getting punched. Yeah, there was certainly some good memories.
And was that just by you or by him?
Oh, Not my. I'm pretty calm, cool, collected, really.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem it on the pitch. Getting the changing rooms, I might have a little word, but I'm never too violent. I think I'm quite a nice person at heart. Not that Gary's not. He just loves his football and a bit of a determined winner, and gets his feelings out.
It's always good. It's always good for everyone to know where they stand. Yeah, you also played in Sussex Senior Cup final for Worthing against Eastbourne, and obviously that was at the Amex. I mean, you've already kind of answered it, that if there was any sort of people from the Brighton that you remembered when you came back there, but if we've all kind of moved on, I suppose it's it. But I mean, what was that like as an experience anyway?
Yeah, I mean, obviously to play at the Amex, Premier League stadium now. I don't think it was at the time. I think they're probably just about to go up. It's brilliant playing in front of a fairly large crowd. Might be about 4,000 or 5,000 there. Lovely pitch, freedom to play, and then a really good side. So I'd played there a couple of times previously when I was at Brighton. So it wasn't anything too new as such, but yeah, like the opportunities to play on, immaculate pitches and in occasion like that was, it's brilliant. Embraced it. And unfortunately, to be honest, didn't have a greatest time in front of goal in that game. Probably should have scored a couple and we should have won. But that's cup football and that's football. So they got one goal, I think, and that was it. But I think we dominated most of the game. We were a pretty good side, young, energetic, good footballing team, and just on the day it wasn't meant to be. So agony in the ecstasy, of the cup. Yes, exactly that. Enjoyable, actually. A lot more thrilling than a league game sometimes.
Well, yeah. Well, actually, this is a bit of a sour note. So then, obviously, you had your serious injury. Yeah. That was while playing for Worthing, yeah? Yeah, that was in the pre-season, probably, I think, was it 4 years ago now, maybe 4 or 5. But always been meaning to ask, like, did you know straight away this is awful, or what? I mean, we'll talk us through it. All I can really remember is I actually scored doing it. We had a free kick on the right. The ball's come in. I've attacked the front post and Leap flipped it on. And I remember whilst in the air, seeing it hit the keeper's hand and then hit the top of the net. Next minute, the shot kicks in. I just had my hand in the air and I sort of looked down and was like, oh, shit, there we go. But in the moment, there's so much pain, I suppose, adrenaline, all the things you'd feel in an accident like that, and it all bypasses you a bit quite quickly. But we were lucky, to be honest, that we were playing Watford under-23s at the time. So the academies, professional academies, always have a very highly qualified physio, or at least part doctor, I suppose. They have gas and air in for circumstances like that. So I was in the best hands capable, really. He was really, really helpful, actually. Check, because with a dislocation, they've got to check for a pulse in your foot. If you don't have one, then they've got to get your ankle back in position quite quickly. Yeah. But I suppose, luckily, they didn't have to do that there and then, which I think would have been quite traumatizing, because when I went to hospital and got that done, they give me some kind of drugs which you black out, so you're awake but don't remember a thing. And they told me I was a very, very foul-mouthed person. Never. And it didn't actually go back into position. My ligament had come across my ankle joint whilst doing it. So I had to wait until the operation for that to be fully located back in. So I was in bed in hospital for 5 days, just with my leg in the air, waiting for the swelling to go down for an operation. Yeah, it was just a bit of a whirlwind, really. It was unexplainable, and I wouldn't say it was any sadness or anything like that. It was a lot of discomfort for the next 6-7 months, really. I was on crutches, couldn't walk for 5 months, couldn't wait there. Blimey. And then after that, it was just building the confidence and the strength and everything back up, and then getting the rehab on the ankle to get back playing. But yeah, no, it was tough, very tough. Can I just say, like, you don't play like someone who's had that injury. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, you know, you're not someone
Yeah,
who ducks out of anything. Do you know what I mean? Like,
no, I mean, you know, it's happened.
mm,
I mean, I've broken my wrist a couple of times, done my ankle, pulled multiple muscles. It at the time, and then when you do recover and you're just fresh back, it's in the back of your mind. But after that, I mean, it's all forgotten about, and I'd never be one to grimace at a tackle or a challenge. And you know, if you live your life in fear of what could happen because it's happened before, then you're not really going to go anywhere. So
yeah, true. Oh, well, wise words there, Mr.
yeah,
Pope. Wise words. The
yeah.
beyond your years, you're how old are you, Ben? You're 26.
23.
You're 23. Bloody
Yeah.
oil of Ulay, mate. That's what it is. You're 23. God, do you know?
Yeah.
I thought Ryan was younger than you.
No,
It's
no,
obviously the wavy
Ryan's.
hair.
He's
Ryan's
probably, I
wavy
think,
hair, isn't
he's
it?
about six. He's about 6 months older than me.
Yeah. See, I don't know.
No, I've always been told that I've got a older mindset.
yeah. No,
Whether
definitely.
that's my bringing up or what, I don't know. But
Well, maybe that's for another interview. We talk about you bringing up.
I can't remember much of it, to be honest. Got a terrible memory.
Yeah. The Right. So anyway, you moved on to Burgess Hill. Yeah. So from
Yeah.
Worthing.
Yes. Yeah.
So
Still, yeah.
that transition to Burgess Hill, was that that you'd been out for a long period of time and that Burgess Hill offered to have you in, or was it Worthing?
Yeah,
What
a
was
little
happening
bit.
there?
So at the time, you had Ian Chapman, the manager, who I'd over the years got to know, and you know, respected me as a player, and I was respected him as a person and a manager. So I came back the season before, I think. Yeah, the season that I came back from my broken leg. Adam Hinchelwood came back in as manager. Gary left early in the season, and I was playing regularly. I was made captain and everything at Worthing. Was doing
Oh, I
pretty
didn't
well.
know
And
that.
then
I thought you that was it. Sorry, I'm not up to date there. So you
no,
actually came back
yeah, no.
and
So I
was
came back. I
captain of
made
Worthing.
it
Bloody hell,
back
well
within
done,
that
mate.
season. So it only happened. Well, so
Christ.
only it happened in the end of July in the pre-season. Then I was back maybe for the last 3 or 4 games, just getting an
Unbelievable.
appearance here and there. Probably wasn't quite ready, but just wanted to get on with it really. And I don't know if it's put any damage or anything. I don't know, restrained anything, but you know, I'm fine. I'm seeing all right now.
Does Dane have problems with you? Do you know, like where you'll want to stay on the pitch and he's got his magic sponge or whatever he's got?
Dane, yeah, he does. He tries to look after me well.
Yeah.
I say try, he does. He's a good fella, Dane. But yeah, there is times he's telling the fuck off.
he's unsend-offable as well. It's great, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. We got that red card. He should have been in the stands. Yeah, unbelievable, isn't he?
You're back at Worthing.
So back at Worthing. Played under Adam Hinchelwood. We lost a lot of players, and when Gary left, and we left with quite a young squad, we were playing under 18s. I think we didn't win a game in about 16 games, maybe 1 point in about 15 or something. So
okay.
I got made captain, and then was playing week in, week out. Adam Hinchelwood came in and brought a few good players in. Then made a little bit of a great escape. Really managed to get up the table and win a fair few games, and wouldn't say by the skin of teeth, quite comfortable in the end really, but stayed up. But towards the end of that season was just out of favour for whatever reason. It is what it is, you know, and accept it. And there was a little bit of change going on at the club, I suppose, and was told my playing time might be limited as they're bringing in someone else. And at that point, you know, I just want to play football, so agreed to go to Burgess Hill, where it was sort of promised to be a starting figure. So that was how that come around, really.
So that you went from Burgess Hill to Lewis. They were in the same league, weren't they? I'm sure they were at the time.
Yeah, Roman Premier at the time.
Yeah. So what happened there then? So did it just not work out at Burgess Hill, or?
Yeah, I mean, Ian Chapman left around maybe Christmas time. I can't quite remember the dates or something. And we were struggling. We had some good players there, but it just didn't click, didn't work. I wouldn't say I was enjoying my football, playing my best football or near it really. So there was a few players in and out, manager changed, and I just wasn't enjoying it really. Burgess offered me a new deal actually. They were very helpful and loyal to me actually, and offered me a new deal, made me captain also. So, but I just wasn't enjoying it, how I thought I should be playing football. And then I had a friend from Worthing, Kieran Pamment, at Lewis at the time. And Darren Freeman was the manager, and he'd known me for a fair few years. And, you know, liked me as a player. And as soon as I was speaking to Kieran, he had a little word of Darren. And then the 7-day approach come in, and I took it up because I just wanted to try something new and play football and try and be happy again. So that just, it just didn't work out. And that's all it was really. So
was that, well, I mean, was that a style of play issue? Was it, I mean, or was it just characters that, you know, you just weren't working, just weren't gelling?
It just didn't, whatever happened just didn't click. I mean, it might have been style of play, might have been players. I couldn't really put too much on it, but like, I mean, they later on got relegated that season, and it was just a tough year all round for the club, I think. And, you know, I can be told I was jump ship, but at the end of the day, unfortunately, you do have to look after yourself. And
short career.
You know, Lewis were at the top of the table or thereabouts. So for me, it was a possibility of going there, doing well, and possibly getting like a promotion even. So, you know, always striving to get to a better level.
100%. So, Lewis. Yeah, what happened there then? So you 10 games.
So I joined before the end of the season. Went there, played games, done all right, I thought. Won a few, drew a few. It got really sort of fit at the time, actually. Darren was brilliant for that, and you put a lot of faith into me and really started enjoying my football again. And then certain man in the pre-season, Gary Elphick, had a word, who'd just signed at Hastings, and Chris Agar had got in touch, and working with Gary and being sort of, you know, best mates with him, it was a bit of a no-brainer really, just to go and I suppose the title on offer at the level below. I mean, we all want to win things, and that was just it really. So it was just another whirlwind in the football world. But it was quite an enjoyable time. But yeah, I just preferred the prospect at Hastings more. Yeah,
and so it was Gary Elphick. He was the man. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I worked with Gary. I worked for his dad, so we're together sort of day in, day out.
There you go.
He's a bit of a who's the fella, the Portuguese agent?
Oh, not Mendes, is it?
Yeah, you can call him my Mendes, I suppose.
Yeah. Oh. No, I love it. Love it. You met Chris Agar for the first time. I mean, what did you make of him? How did he sell the club?
So I mean, probably still only 21 at the time, to be honest. So still, you know, young, striving, potentially looking for professional football. Chris, being a young, up and coming, enthusiastic manager, just put a lot of faith in him, I suppose, to want to work under him and improve me as a player. He sold me on that. And I would definitely say he's helped me magnificently since joining. Just every little thing, the confidence it brings into me and the trust. He's been brilliant. So it was more just wanting to work with someone that had the same energy to make you and a team a better fit, I suppose, better player, better team.
Nice one.
That was the biggest thing I would say.
So that first season, obviously, COVID cancelled it. Were you happy from a personal point of view? As I remember it, you were banging goals in. You looked like you were enjoying your football. But I mean, how was it for you?
Oh, it was. I'll be honest. I've never had a season like that. To be honest, I think maybe I've scored 15 maximum in a year in a season. I think I finished that one and wasn't even finished with 25 goals. Yeah. So it was just in a really happy place, really confident. great players around me that were, putting things on a plate for me and sort of couldn't miss. But the expectations go up on yourself and as a team, and it was just, everything was clicking. I was happy, and I don't know, it was like a newfound confidence that I probably didn't have, which I believed I had, but it just brings you on again. And it's probably why we were so successful, or personally I was so successful that season.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think all of us, well, we all think that we would have gone up that year if that carried on. I mean, what were we?
Yeah,
we had three games in hand or something, 5 points clear.
It would have been some catastrophic fall. I couldn't. The games we had left as well. I mean, it's criminal. It's criminal. We would have gone up. We would have won the league. Yeah.
So it's we're looking at unfinished business this season. Obviously now. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to ask you the question. I kind of know what your answer is, but how do you see us doing this season? I mean, I've got £100 on us winning with a certain member of the fan base because he showed he was a bit wavering. Anyway, so I'm getting £100 out of him at the end of the season. But I'd say it right. Robbie, I was talking to Robbie, one of the fans there, and he feels like our season started that second half against Ramsgate. I mean, how do you see things?
I could agree with that, and I would still say we may not have even started yet. It's been a very, very slow start from us. We all know it. We're all very disappointed, I suppose. You look to win every game and draw in the first one, I suppose, against a good title rival. You look back at it and you go, to be fair, on the day, if you look at it seriously, you'll take a point. So weren't too disheartened there.
Yeah.
And then against Ramsgate, we weren't at the races first half and caused our own problems and lost the game ourselves. Probably more than enough chances in the second half to get a draw at least, and then if not win. And then Whitehawk was probably the biggest turning point. I think we're all very fired up, and I think we can only get a lot better still from where we've been so far.
Yeah, no, I was very impressed since then.
And to be fair, we've all spoken about it, but we, haven't been the quickest of starters as such. What are we now? 3 league games in, 4 points, is it? Yeah, I mean, we've had Whitehawk, Ramsgate, and Herne Bay, and I mean, ideally you'd look at 9, wouldn't you? But 7 points probably would have been a realistic target.
Yeah.
To be on 4 is pretty disappointing, really. But you're playing against 3 teams who probably, or on paper at the beginning of the season, you'd say might be there or thereabouts anyway. So, it's just a mindset thing now. And I think we needed it as a bit of a kick up the arse to, remind us of what we want to produce and where we should be at performing.
Yeah, I mean, it was quite obvious after the Ramsgate game that you I would say you weren't happy. Well, you weren't happy, but it was that reaction of actually we should be beating teams like that, and so it isn't just, oh, well, we lost. And I know.
I mean, no disrespect to Ramsgate either. I mean, I don't think they'll probably be one of the better sides of the season. I think they've got some good young players and a bit of experience, but to play so poorly and just lose the game from ourselves, that it's not like, I wouldn't say we're beaten by the better team on the day. We caused our own errors and didn't respond well enough at the time to how they'd set up or how we were setting up, and it was just pretty reactive, which in the end, has cost us a point at least. So it was quite a good lesson, I suppose.
Yeah. After that game, but obviously since then, we've obviously got Martin on the left and Lloyd Dawes on that right.
Yeah.
Causing all sorts of havoc now. They seem to be getting into proper form now and putting in some proper quality in as well. I mean, you must be loving that.
Yeah, I mean, Dave Martin especially, I've played against him for a fair few years. Against him, you never see eye to eye, but he's a great lad, and bags and bags of experience at a higher level. And like you say, the delivery, some of the crosses he puts in, I should probably have 2 or 3 goals off of him already this season. He'd be a bit disappointed in me, I think. But yeah, no, like he's putting things on a plate for you. The quality's there, and then Lloyd Dawes, who's just unpredictable, but with so much skill, can create anything out of nothing. Yeah, so it's exciting. We've got Lamray back. We've got Kenny Pogue who can play there. I think we work as a two pretty well. We ever go that sort of route. TC can play on the wing, a good ball carrier. So yeah, there's plenty of options and a lot of quality there. Just I'm sure it'll be clicking very soon.
Yeah, no, it's getting there. It's getting there, Ben. So I mean, any last thoughts on? I say, like, on the fan base. You got anything to say to the fans that are going to hear this video?
You know, just keep backing us up, because you know we know the numbers are incredible at home games and away. Just, you know, there's no other support like it in the league. Just keep backing us, because we will get better, and we will reap the rewards as a whole. So just pretty plain and simple, really. Just all stick together, and you know the dream will happen.
Yeah. Please, yes. Magic Man, you can make that happen. Anyway, right, this is going to come out next Thursday, so you can say, right, Sevenoaks, how many are you getting?
I've already said this over the next 2 games, so I'm looking at 2 or 3 tomorrow.
2 or 3.
I've said 5 in the next 2 games for bloke at work today, so we've got a bit of work to do tomorrow.
Nice one. well, I'll see you there. I'll see you there, Ben. And
man, and then we'll be celebrating 3 points and a few goals, hopefully.
Yeah, well, definitely. I'll be pulling you up if you don't get. Well, actually, I won't pull you up. That's the wrong word.
You won't. I might have to throw right at me.
No. Yeah, I don't want to do that. But listen, thanks very much for this, Ben.
Oh, man, I appreciate it.
No, take care, and hopefully, if you could come on again some point soon.
Yeah, of course, not a problem.
All right, and good luck for tomorrow. All right, mate.
Top man, look after yourself, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, see you,
cheers,
mate.
Chris. Thanks, mate.
Bye.